shit about him, but now you're going to WCW. But all that keeps coming. All that stuff keeps going on. I'm like, well, if he's going to leave, why is he still working the angle between us?
My manager at the time, looking to make money off me and pull a big deal with WCW, but it had nothing to do with me. I had no idea, and I was actually a little. It was way too premature to have this meeting. I didn't want to have a meeting, and at that time, to be really honest, I had no intention of ever leaving WWF.
Then he comes back, and and first thing he does, first thing out of the bat, says, "I'm sorry about stuff I said about your parents." He goes, "I was thinking about writing him a letter and apologizing. I'm really sorry about that." I said, "Well, that was a little heavy. I mean, get me all you want. Don't worry about it. But like, leave them out of it."
Which is another important thing you should know, and I'll mention it now, is that Austin had come up and met me in my house and told me that basically said that I had to, we really need you back. We really need you to come back, and you need to get Sean out of there. Sean is like bullshit. It's bad business, and he's got a shitty attitude.
Then, like I said, I don't know if it's him or if it's the office, but now he's back. Now that clique is in full force in the wrestling world. And apparently he has a problem with that. But while he was gone, a lot of things changed. A lot of things changed. Vince, for the first time ever, had a guy that was on top, who was single, and did everything I did. Every man asked me, never home. 285 days that year. 365. I was on the road.
Sean didn't get over, like he wanted. It had nothing to do with me. But all I saw was an opportunity to come back, and this is what we could do. Because Sean was a great wrestler, and he could have got all that respect and that everything he ever wanted out of the business just on his ability. And I think everyone understood that. But Sean was too insecure about his own ability, and always had to stab everyone in the back and play head games and become this unbelievable prima donna in the dressing room, and basically just not be good business.
The week before, I was in the Meadowlands, and my knee was killing me, and I was fucking up again. So I went and got checked. I went to this fucking guy here, and he said you're done. And my knee is, it's totally screwed. But so I went up and I told Vince, and I was really, I was scared. I thought it was over. And Vince said, well, we need to send you to Dr. Andrews. And he does. And he sends everybody to Dr. Andrews. Because Dr. Andrews, your knee could be hanging off, and he'd say, "You need to brace that thing up, and she'll be able to go." Well, and not because he's a quack, but because he deals with athletes and he knows our desire to keep going.
Right.
But even Andrews said, "Well, you're still going to have to take time off." So when I told Vince that, and again, Vince said, "Okay," he said, "Go out there, relinquish the belt and go." So I did. I did the promo, and all that was, it was real life crying, because at that time, I thought, my career was going down the drain.
I didn't know what to make of it. I said, I'll believe if I see him working again a few weeks from now that the whole thing's a bunch of shit.
Right.
I said, if he's hurt and his career is over, and I feel really bad because he's too good a worker. So we kind of a question of the guy's integrity to see what happens in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. What happens after WrestleMania? Well, just like everybody thought, he surfaced conveniently right after with no injury at all. Now he may really. I think that's where the heat started with Sean and me. It's because he really, really took offense to me speculating that it wasn't legit, and I wasn't just the only one. Everyone thought it was bullshit what Sean did. But I think maybe that's where the heat came from, because maybe it was legit. I don't know. But that's where it started. It never started with me talking about his family. That is horseshit, and a lot of what he said is horseshit. And it's just a guy that was on pills, that was kind of out of it at the time, that maybe was too stressed, and it was played like a puppet the whole time.
Both Steve and I went through rehab at the same time. And I remember Steve asked me, him saying, "You gonna go to WrestleMania?" And he's saying, "Nope." He said, "Well, I gotta go." Because this is my big chance. And I said, "I'd go too." I said, "I got nobody for me to wrestle." I said, because the whole time going up to that, Vince was going back and forth, Brett Taker, about me to wrestle. He didn't know where he was going, and I think a lot of that had to do with the situation between Brett and I.
Right.
They didn't know how to handle that, and the more they talked about it, the more, because every time Brett and I always seemed to rise to the occasion. I always separated one from the other, went out there and worked with each other. But they built it up with me that I was worried that he was going to fuck me up out there. So I wasn't about to go to WrestleMania and not be totally ready to go.
Right.
And at that time, the thing was that this whole thing, and now as I look back, it's just the biggest work or joke in the world. You know, they had me all worked up. This guy was going to fuck me up. You know, so I wasn't about to go out there with him. It's that simple. You know, I mean, I was hurt, and I wasn't. You know, in my mind, I wasn't capable of taking care of myself. And I wasn't about to go out there with a guy that didn't like me. And years later, people can, you know, accuse me of not wanting to do a job and saying I could give two fucks what people think going on. I wasn't about to go out there with a guy that I knew didn't like me, and the finish wasn't going to be put him over, you know, and that's the thing. And I knew that, Vince knew it, and Brett knew it, and that was only going to piss him off more. And to think that I was going to go out there with a guy that wasn't going to like the finish would have fucked up me, I wasn't going to do it.
Right.
Even the thing about me suggesting he wasn't really hurt. I remember he told me with almost tears in his eyes that he was really hurt when I said it. We had a little chat on the stands about it.
So he sits down and goes, look, you know, this thing's getting out of hand, this, that, and the other. And I said, yeah, I think so too. I said, fuck you, you know. I said, I haven't said anything in rebuttal to all the shit you've said. You know what? At WrestleMania 12, I felt like I was here to you. I said, I don't feel that way anymore. I said, I'm here now. I said, I want to be treated as your equal.
And I said, well, there was something I suspected. I said, but if you, you know, apologize and let's start over. Let's get back to business. You know, we can draw money with each other.
No problem, Sean, no problem. We go out on Raw that night. He's supposed to do that. He talks and buries me till we go off the air. And that's how the show went off the air.
It was right around there, almost like within like seconds of that or weeks of that. He comes up with the Sunny Day remark.
I don't know if it's the next week or whatever, but bam, anyway, I hit him with the, and I just heard something, so I just hit him with the Sunny Days comment, you know. And I mostly did it just to be funny, but so he wasn't, you know, just being a smart ass. But obviously that one, he doesn't like that one, and, you know, for good reason. Nobody does like the truth. No one ever does in the wrestling business.
You know, he talks like it's just childish games and stuff. That is some serious, you know, a lot of wrestlers would shoot you for something like that. And it's totally unfounded. I mean, there's probably more truth out there. There's probably more facts out there to base a homosexual relationship with Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon that would ever tie me in with Sonny, you know. And it's like, but I mean, what you could speculate is like it doesn't matter anyway. He said, she said, this, that, you know. And even when it was said to me on TV, it kind of went right over my head. Like it didn't register with me, but it registered with everyone else. I don't know. Owen was pissed off about it. My dad was mad about it. My kids came home from school mad about it. My wife was steaming over it. And I found myself in a situation where, you know, all you had to do, even Jim Ross called me up apologizing, like that's his responsibility. I think we were played and pushed against each other all the time. And with Shawn, the Sunny Day remark, all it would have taken was a little apology of like, look, you know, I got stoned on pills again, you know.
So now we don't talk. We don't talk for probably 3 months in the same locker room, and now it is, I mean, white hot.
Right.
White hot. Everything, and people walking around on eggshells, everything. So I mean, and
I didn't talk to him for a while, but I just thought I deserved an apology, and I think I did. I deserve an apology. It never came.
You know, he's getting his and he's really doing the politicking there. He's as many people on his side as he wants. Me, I'm not doing anything because I got my 4 buddies, and, you know, or 5 actually, kind of PJ, and I don't really care about, you know, and because I don't care because to me it's a childish game and it's the wrestling business. Shit like that always goes on, and the truth is always way underneath, and no one 9 times out of 10 doesn't care about it.
And I thought I would confront him about our differences after the pay-per-view.
3 months later in Hartford, Connecticut, finally he comes up and goes, Sean, I said, what? I said, fuck you. I said,